Hello, I am students. This is Mr. Lansing. I'm dearly sorry I could not be here with you today, but I wanted to go through one example with you guys in your notes just to help you out through what you're doing today. I am at home and I'm sick. My printer is not working, so I wrote down on a piece of paper the first example that you'll see on your problem. So where it says sample problem 1 with Caesar and Christian, I wrote this down, and I wrote it down, I just drew out exactly what you'll see on your paper. So we're gonna go through this today, and you should do this with me as I do the first one with you guys. So let me read it out loud. It's a lot already just looking at it. I see it's a lot. It says Caesar and Christian are both saving for new soccer balls. So far, Caesar has saved 50% of the $45 cost of the soccer ball. So he saved 50% of the $45 that it costs for the soccer ball. Christian's soccer ball only costs $40. He needs to save $15 more. So he needs to save $15 more, and he will have enough to buy his soccer ball. So he doesn't have enough right now. He needs $15 more to buy that thing. Who has saved the greater percentage of the cost of the soccer ball so far, and how do you know? That is a lot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to organize this information because this word problem just gave me a ton of information. First of all, I'm dealing with two different people. I'm dealing with Caesar and I'm dealing with Christian. So with everything with Caesar, I'm going to highlight in blue. So with Caesar, I'm going to highlight in blue. So I know Caesar has saved 50%, and I know his soccer ball costs $45. So that is everything I need to know about Caesar. Christian, on the other hand, soccer ball costs $40. And I know he needs to save $15 more, and he will have enough to buy his soccer ball. So that is these are the two things I know about the two different people I'm dealing with, Caesar and Christian. Shout out period 8 for making the example. So my graphic organizer says, who are we dealing with? Well, we know we're dealing with Caesar and Christian. This is just to help organize our information. It says, what are we dealing with? Well, in this case, we're dealing with soccer balls. It then says, what do you know? So looking at Caesar in blue, what do I know? I know two things. I know Caesar saved 50%. And I know a soccer ball costs $45. What do I know about Christian? Well, with Christian, I know that his soccer ball costs $40, and I know he needs to save $15 more. So let's deal with the first one. It costs $40, and I know that he needs to save $15 more. So if he needs to save $15 more, it doesn't tell us how much he's saved already. But if I know how much it costs and I know how much he needs, then I can determine how much he's saved. And all I have to do that is just do 40 minus the $15 that he needs, and I get $25 saved. So Christian has saved $25. Now, my problem doesn't tell me that anywhere, but I was able to derive from the cost of the $40 and the $15 he needed that he must have $25. It's like saying, if I wanted to buy this pen right here and it cost $5 and I needed one more dollar to buy it, well, you know that I have $4, right? Because I only need one more. In this case, we're just using bigger numbers with Christian. He wants a soccer ball that costs $40 and he needs $15 more. So we just have to find the difference to figure out how much he's already saved. Now, what do we need to know? Well, with Caesar and Christian, what are we trying to ultimately find out? The question asked us, and I'm going to underline it, who has saved the greater percentage of the cost of the soccer ball so far? So who has saved the greater percentage of the cost of the soccer ball? Well, let's look back and what do we know about Caesar? Do we know how much he saved? Oh, we do. He saved 50%. So what do we need to know for Caesar? We don't need to know anything. We already know what we need to know. He saved 50%. So I don't even need to show any work down here for Caesar. I don't have to solve anything because the answer is given to me right in the problem. They try to sneak it in there and they try to trick you and think you have to do more work, but you don't. All you have to do is say, Caesar saved 50% of the cost of the soccer ball. And look at that. Just by organizing our information, and by reading closely and annotating the word problem, we were able to figure out the answer without having to do any work for Caesar. Now with Christian, it doesn't tell us how much he saved. With Christian, we don't know that. But we do know how much money he saved, and we do know how much it cost. So if we know those two pieces of information, we can find the percent of how much he saved so far. Because we know whatever the percent is, it's going to be out of 100. So with Christian, what do we need to know? I'm going to say, what percent has he saved? I need to figure out what percent he has saved. And guys, feel free to pause this video at any point just to catch up on notes. So I'm going to show my work below. I'm going to move this up a little bit. And I know with Christian, he has saved $25 and the original amount cost $40. So he has 25 of the total $45. So I can set that up as a part to total. $25 is the part saved. The total is my $40. And I can set it up as an equivalent ratio because I don't know the percent. I don't know what's going to go up here, but I know whatever the percent is, it's going to be out of 100 because that is the total amount, 100%. So I can now figure this out by either finding the equivalent ratio and finding the factor, or by cross multiplying and putting in a variable. For your case, I'm just going to show you finding the factor. If you like to cross multiply, you certainly can do that. To find the factor, I take my bigger number and divide my smaller number. So I'm going to do 100 divided by 40. So 100 divided by 40 gives me a factor of 2.5. So I know my factor is 2.5. Now what I have to ask myself is this missing number right here, I have to use 2.5 up here, but I need to know, am I going to multiply or divide? Well, to figure that out, I got to look at this number below. If this number below is bigger than the 40, so if the 100 is bigger than 40, which it is, then this number up here has to be bigger than 25. In order to make it bigger, I have to multiply, not divide. I got to multiply. So 25 times 2.5 will give me my percent, which equals 62.5%. Or 62.5 out of 100, which is 62.5%. So I've saved, Christian has saved 62.5% of the cost of the soccer ball. Let me show you one other way we could have done that, and we kind of learned this with the percent change. If I ever have a part to total relationship or change over the original amount, I don't need to figure out the equivalent ratio. I can just take the math shortcut, or better known as alert, 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 alert. So I'm going to set up this ratio again of my part, which is $25. That's how much I've saved so far. or Christian has saved so far, over the $40. Now, if I ever have a part to total like this, I can figure out the percent by just dividing. So I'm going to go ahead and do 25 divided by 40, and I get 0.625. However, is this a decimal or a percent? It's a decimal. So I have to change it to a percent. And to change it, we can either do two things. We can multiply by 100, or we can just move it to the right, Beyonce style, which would give us 62.5. I'm going to multiply by 100 just because I know that will work every time. So I'm going to do 0.625, make sure you can see it, times 100 gives me 62.5%. So, who has saved the greater percentage of the soccer ball so far? Well, we know the answer is Christian. Christian has saved the greater percentage. Because Christian has saved 62.5% and Caesar has saved 50%. Now, some of you might have saw this right away and realized that Christian has saved more because 25 over 50, 20 out of 50 would be half, which would be 50%. So 25 over 40, 20 out of 40 is 50%. So 25 out of 40 has to be greater than 50%, so therefore he's saved it. But this math proves it, that he has saved the greater percentage, which is 62.5%. You can find this any way. You could do finding the factor, setting up the ratio, or even doing cross multiplying. So there you have it. We analyzed this long word problem. We organized our thoughts, and we organized everything they gave us. Guys, this is a great technique to use. Either underline or highlight the different information so you can see what do you know about who. And when we did that, we realized we don't have to find anything out about Caesar because they already told us that he saved 50%. So all we had to do was find the difference that Christian has saved by subtracting the cost of the amount with the amount he needs to get $25 and putting that over the total amount, $40, to get 62.5%. Guys, good luck on this. Work hard. I know you can do it. Look at your example for help and believe in yourself. Have a great day.